With the widespread use of social media, it's important today to understand the effects it can have on your children. Later on the morning show, we'll do just that when we talk to the CEO of Daniel.
The social media world can be a wealth of information and quick communication, but it can also bring up a host of issues for children and teenagers. A recent survey by Consumer Reports found that as many as 7.5 million kids on Facebook are younger than 13 and 5 million are as young as 10 years old or under. Even though there are age restrictions on Facebook, licensed social worker and president and CEO of Daniel, Jim Clark, is here this morning to talk about social media and how it affects children, and specifically their social abilities, I guess, because, I mean, there's a lot of things, it hasn't been around very long. There's a lot of things we don't know about what it's doing to our kids.
That's absolutely true. And I'm not here to demonize certainly social media, because you have great things like Facebook and Google Plus and Twitter. Those are, for the first time in human history, we've been able to connect with people all over the world. And as children are starting to engage in this, we have to understand that they're going to have to be talented to be able to do that. The problem is, particularly with social media, is that those sites aren't designed for kids. And we know that 46% of the kids who are 12 years old are on social media, and by the time they're 18, or actually 14, about 65% of those kids are participating in social media. And there are some things that it does. Number one, it's a great way in which to connect to other people, and it's teaching them how to be able to go about and do those type of things, to have a sense of community. And we all know that one of the greatest things is the educational components. I mean, many schools are using social media components in order to communicate with their peers and with their educational institutions. And health is a great thing. Being able to go online and doing those type of things and looking at good information is certainly a great thing for kids to be able to do. And as I mentioned, they become more technology savvy, and that's how the world's going to be.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of garbage out there as well, too.
That's absolutely true.
Kids open themselves up to bullying. So what are some of the downsides that you've found to social media?
There are some downsides, and one of those downsides, too, is that children will tend to be desensitized in terms of their interactions with other people. And that's one of the things you've got to be very concerned about. In fact, we're calling it now with Facebook depression. The American Pediatrics Association has indicated that when kids often spend a lot of time on Facebook, they become very nervous and fidgety after that, and they're calling that a Facebook depression. But in addition to that, we're talking also about things that are talking about digital addiction. And Jim Strayer, who is a social media specialist, he uses this rap because he talks about the difficulty of relationships, because they're distant now, and your addiction, your ability to kind of need a lot of stimuli, and your privacy issues. There are serious privacy issues that parents need to help make sure that their children are aware of.
You know, when you bully a kid, or when you were bullied, you know, it used to be somebody would write something nasty about you, maybe at worst in a locker or on a bathroom stall or someplace in school or on your book. Now, kids are putting it on Facebook, and we've seen some of the effects.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, you know, as you said, millions of people can see it, and it's there for until that person takes it down.
That's correct. And even if they take it down, it does make sure that it goes away. The Rutgers incident is a perfect example of that. I call it when you do this, becomes a social tattoo. A digital tattoo, because it's out there. Because I may send you a picture, and I might say, oh, let me take that away, but you now have that picture, and other friends of yours might take that picture or that comment. So it's something for parents to be talking about.
Kids need to realize that it is on there permanently.
That's right.
Or could be up there permanently. Jim, good information. We're out of time.
Thank you.